that was the bad thing. My hand I talk with my hands. And so
Same.
the whole time my hand's in the camera, so.
You just let it go for a second.
Yeah, let it run for just a minute. We are in the beginning of this. Eventually, we'll have you back. That TV we watch, so we can show pictures and everything else, or whatever he, you know. And,
when you asked for pictures, I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, I was like, because like the ones that you had, I was like, I don't know if she wants to show the, but the ones that you showed were awesome.
Okay,
I was like, oh my god! I was like, when you see, because I got a picture of my knee of everything, I was like, oh my, and the actual document picture was like, And are you able to, when you want to talk, are you able to put the camera on you?
We don't have a third camera anymore.
Oh, that's right. It's a different computer.
Yeah.
That's a different computer. Okay. All right. Are we on?
Yeah. Whatever you want to say.
How are you, Shannon?
Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to Ants Marching. This is Mike Wessel with Ants Marching. This is Shannon Washington, ASU head women's soccer coach.
Associate.
Thank you for correcting me. I am horrible with names, but thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Just kind of want to start off today. Your story is crazy, and the people who are going to hear this, there's so much about you that I love that some people are negative about, some people are positive about, but you yourself are just like a bubbly, just person, and you're so driven. And that's why I asked you to be on here, because you could see it in yourself. I've only met you a couple times, and I know some people. We have with some mutual friends that know each other, and I was just like, you know what? When I heard about your story, and we'll get into that with the cancer and everything, I was like, gosh, I just want to hear this. But I first want to talk about where you came from, and you're a foreigner.
Right.
You crossed the border at some point.
Legally
Crossed the border.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain that. So where are you from?
Okay, so I'm from Vancouver, Canada, which is like 2-hour drive from Seattle.
Okay, I've been there. I think it was in Vancouver,
like
somewhere West Coast.
West.
Yes,
beach,
yes.
Beachfront.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I know. I think I know where you're at, but I flew to Vancouver once.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So you're from Canada, okay? And when did you come here?
I came across the border legally in 2006 on a full athletic scholarship for college soccer.
Okay. Well, yes, and I know you're a soccer coach, obviously.
Yeah.
That make connection, but. Okay, so how big is soccer in Canada? Because, hockey's huge.
Yeah, right.
And it's in Iceland up there. Well, the way I see it. When you see it, it's pretty much Iceland. So.
Well, we're not that far north, but soccer is getting bigger, obviously just with the growth around the globe in women's soccer. Hockey's major, lacrosse, and probably like field hockey for women more than anything. But I think soccer would probably be a close third. Or second, but it's not foreign territory where it's, rarely anybody plays it. It's rare for somebody,
like cricket or something,
right? It's rare for somebody to kind of like make it out and play in the States. That doesn't happen very often.
Oh, and so
I'm a rare commodity.
You're a rare commodity. Oh, well, la-di-da. Look at you. I did not know that. Yeah. So you came from Canada in 2006 on a full ride to
the University of Tulsa.
How's that transition?
Yeah. So I'm obviously from a big city. Everything's at my fingertips. And then I come and get planted into the Midwest. And ranch on pizza and portion sizes were like abundance. But, I mean... They
don't dip ranch?
No. I do now.
Ketchup? Stop it. Stop. But so what... Nobody dips ranch in pizza? Nobody there? What's pizza like up in Canada compared to the Midwest?
It's like pesto, fresh toppings, real thin crust. Like, you're not eating pizza, you're eating healthy stuff. Like,
I get you.
Like a salad on a pita bread, essentially.
And so you come here.
Yeah, and then I come here and it's like totally different, but at the same time, like the consistency is I'm part of a new family. I've got sisters, and we're competing and, driven towards the same goal. So
you were at Tulsa in 2006?
Yeah, 2006 through 2011. I took a fifth year because it was paid for, and I wasn't ready for the real world.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Did the same thing.
Yeah.
And stay there as long as you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Children, stay there as long as you can.
Stay in school. Yeah.
Yes. So you come to Tulsa, and I noticed you ain't got an accent because what
Right.
happened? You're from now in Vancouver. Do they? I mean, because when I was up there, not too many people. They really do speak kind of American, North American,
Right.
me, to compared to Canada.
Right.
Is there much?
Yeah, there's so much influx across the border now, obviously, with everything. I mean, my parents travel, like, for a weekend. They'll just go down there. But I have friends that are close to me that if I FaceTime my parents and then I have a conversation with my friends, they can tell that I'm Northern. Like, I'm not from here. But I spend most of my time in the States. Like, I'll go visit back home.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of touch base. But for the most part, being here, yeah, you can't tell. Like, even my girls, they're just like, what? I forgot that you're not from here. No, I have paperwork.
Okay, so, like, how did your family feel about you moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma? Of all places,
Right.
from Canada
Right.
to Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's a big deal
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. My parents were excited just because they're not paying for college. So I don't think at that point, and like I'd travel since I was young for soccer purposes. It's taken me across the globe. And so for my parents, it was more just the opportunity to,
It was just another level, another
yeah,
step.
and they didn't have to output. Like they'd already output for years while I played.
So you're through high school to everything else.
And that was kind of the exchange for them. It was like,
okay, so like in Canada, like here in the States, there's soccer leagues everywhere and everything else, which is great because my little boy, he loves soccer. He always roots for the white team, and I'm just like, buddy, that's but we always root for the white team. But in Canada, how's that? Is there that many leagues to soccer, or how were you such a standout? And I'm not being assaulted. Were you such a standout because you were one of? I mean, you're clearly athletic. Your physique is amazing. Everything else, and you're driven clearly. Yeah. So you probably had that when you were younger as well. I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Okay, but your parents had full support. Were they taking you to different places, or was it local?
Oh yeah. So when I kind of hear parents nowadays go, I don't want to drive 30 minutes to practice for my kid to be on a higher program or in a better club. My dad drove 3 times a week, an hour and a half.
Oh Lord! It's like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He was driving an hour and a half, have a 2-hour practice, hour and a half back. That's a whole day. That's not a job.
Right, and I'm doing homework in the car on the way there. Yeah. And I'm part of a club team, and then I'm part of like a select group of kids.
Okay, explain the club team to somebody that would not know, because I might not.
Okay, so rec is where you would kind of you practice with your coach. It's usually like a mom or a dad that would take on the team because their daughter or son is on squad. And then when you go into club, it's more of like a competitive atmosphere where you're paying for uniforms. You're paying to travel and play teams in Texas and do tournaments and that kind of thing. So there's
okay, so hold on. So you were playing as a Canadian teams in Texas?
Well, in Portland. We traveled to Portland. We traveled to San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I traveled when I was young. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great experience for we'll go. But anyway, go ahead. So the club team?
Yeah. So the club team is more of like an elevated level from rec, and then from club it would be more of like your select programs, which are regionally based. So you'd be out of, a surrounding area like Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that would be like your national. So the rankings kind of go up. So rec, club, regional, national.
National. And
right.
That's blowing my mind because you're up in Canada. Right above Seattle.
Yes.
So you went, so your region, which like you said, Oklahoma, Arkansas, all that stuff would be like San Diego, San Francisco, all that stuff out there. Right.
The West Coast usually stays to the West Coast, and then you've kind of got a mix of the regions within the rest, and then the East Coast kind of stay together, just collectively for transportation.
How was that with you being in a different country and being passports and everything?
Right.
Was it that difficult for you at times? Or?
Well, when I was younger and growing up, we played in tournaments in Portland, so we'd come do the Nike Friendship Cup every year with my regional team. Okay. So that's higher than club. So you're actually paying for a uniform, you're paying to travel, you're paying to take flights and like compete against U.S. kids.
So your parents were just all about you. You're just paying out that dough, man.
Yeah.
Rather than making it rain on your career.
Right. Yeah. That was, but that was their investment, knowing full well that being determined, disciplined, and all that was going to pay back dividends.
Yeah, because clearly you've been successul since then.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Subjective relative to the individual, but yeah.
But okay, so you come here in 2006. You're in Tulsa, which is a major university. Okay, so
academics, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so what did you graduate with?
I was a bachelor's of exercise science.
Okay,
so I studied muscles and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went from Tulsa.
Yeah.
So what was it like? You graduate, you're done with college. What are you gonna do? What was
Right.
your goal?
Right.
Yeah,
What
right.
are you gonna do? So I graduated and I'd already kind of done an internship with a sports performance facility in Tulsa. And essentially, after I was done my internship, he was like, "We want to offer you a job after graduation." And coming back to the foreigner comment, that's where paperwork starts, in that I have to be here and I have to be documented. I can't just be here hanging out. And so
essentially like a green card type thing, or is that what it's called? Or
no, I was on a student visa.
Okay.
Through school.
Yeah.
And then when I go into the working field after graduation, it's actually an OPT. It's an extension of your student visa, which is like, it allows you to work in the field that you graduated with. So
is that hard to get? I can't imagine back then. Okay, there's a little bit different.
Yeah,
times
back then
now.
it was easier.
Okay.
Now it's a little bit harder.
Okay, so now are you legal here? Like, are you American or?
No, I'm still a Canadian.
You son
There's
of
no dual citizenship or anything?
No, not yet. So that's a very hardcore process, and I'm just not willing to go that route yet.
Okay, so explain. So where are you at? Maybe we don't.
No, you're fine.
Trump might be watching.
Yeah, no. Last I said, I'm legal. I'm cool with it.
So you have to do all the paperwork to stay here for your job.
Correct. So
okay.
I'm here based on a working visa now
mm-hmm.
with Arkansas State. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
we have like attorneys through the school that handle my paperwork and make sure that I can get to and from the borders without complication.
With any problems,
right?
Not you've been here doing your thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
right.
America.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're in this. You go to like a specialized facility. Using your kinesiology degree, is that what it's called?
Yeah, bachelor's of exercise sports science.
Okay,
yeah.
bachelor's of exercise sports science.
Yep.
Okay, so you do that.
Yep.
And then where do you go from there?
Well, so I graduate. I'm working in the facility that I took my internship with, and I'm also coaching 2 club teams to support.
Which
myself.
are the higher level of the rec teams?
Yeah.
See, somebody's listening right here. This guy. Okay.
Right. So, sports performance facility, obviously kind of a 60-40 cut. I'm bringing in clientele, but I'm using your facility, so I'm paying you rent.
Mm-hmm.
And then also coaching soccer in the club environment to increase.
So money. You're just going nonstop. Right. You're coaching kids, you're coaching people over here, you're coaching people over there.
Yeah, and I kind of just created a little niche for myself in that sports performance is a base for soccer. Like, you can't have an unathletic soccer kid.
No, you have to balance. You have speed, footwork,
agility,
all those things. Yeah,
agility and all that. So I would pair my training. So if I had you for an hour, I would do 30 minutes of sports performance, and then I would pair that with a soccer skill set. So if we were doing lateral movement in sports performance, then we would incorporate that with a ball, lateral work, soccer. And it just kind of blew up a little bit.
No, that's kind of how I got started, because I always played football, but like, people don't realize there's so much in the footwork in any sport. Now the translation from the footwork of boxing, MMA, football, soccer, it's all
basketball,
different. Yeah, basketball. There you go. And so you have to have certain steps and certain things. So why are we doing this? And why are we doing this for 30 minutes a damn day?
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. Parents don't understand. Like, you have my kid doing the same thing. And I'm more of a frustrated person. It's like, it's like you're asked, and I'm arrogant, egotistical when it comes. I'm like, I've been a damn pro for 20 years, and you guys don't, shut up.
Right.
But that's
Right.
my thing. But I'm not going to explain that because that's truly what I am.
Yeah.
You, I imagine, are a little bit different.
Yeah.
But no, like, people need to know that that's how I got started.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to know that there are so many things to this that they need every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it never changed for me
Yeah.
from high school, college, pro level. I was always doing speed ladder. I was always doing these balance reaches and all these things that people don't realize, and that you can't get high school coaches around here.
Yeah.
I don't want to just say around Jonesboro, around the country.
Yeah.
They get these high school coaches that played football or played soccer or played. Yeah, and they didn't evolve. They didn't do anything from high school on, and so they're just watching YouTube.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, bench, squat, and power clean.
Because that's what so and so did.
Boom! I'm shooting myself. I don't use the bar. You do a different style and everything else, and I appreciate it. I'm not knocking on the thing because we have two different careers. But I've not put a bar on my back since I left college.
Okay.
For injury wise,
right? Mm-hmm.
Because and there's always different ways. There's certain feels for some things, but with me with kids, I don't want everyone. Yeah, there's just too much danger because they want to impress, especially young males. But here's the thing: when I was with Arkansas, I was a strength and conditioning coach with Arkansas.
Okay.
The females were the beasts.
Yeah.
The female athletes, the female soccer girls, the female volleyball girls. Those are the ones I remember the most.
Yep.
That were the beasts in the weight room. They just go
Love
all,
it.
oh my God. Because they had something to prove.
Yeah.
The football players were more prima donnas. Now, not every football player. I'm
No.
not knocking everybody.
No.
But
they've been doing it for a while, though, too. Because you get some girls, I mean, not that it's a rarity, but, like, for the most part, like, even now with us and our program at Arkansas State, we have kids that come to our program that haven't been in a weight room as freshmen. I know, but, and with football players, based on it being the kind of American-bred sport, these boys have been lifting since 8th grade.
I like how you said that. Well, see, because where I came from, you lifted at 6th grade. Okay, we had a weight room. We had a strength conditioning coach. We had in Ohio, like, we had these things, and people study. And when I first came to Arkansas, which is just blows my mind, their weight room would be as big as a studio.
Yeah.
And they've never done anything, and they didn't incorporate the women. They didn't put the girl sports, and they just put the guys in because that's all they could use, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it just blows my mind that so many people don't know the benefits of what we do, what you do, and what I do as athletes and as coaches and everything else. Because, like you said, there would be kids that come in, man, I can squat 760.
Okay,
but no, you
but
can't.
Can you make
You're doing, yes, but there you go.
And then the functionality of it, too. So, like, when we're talking sports performance, for me, it's more of a pre-fundamental to what I'm asking you to do within the white lines. Like, that is so much more of a basis that we don't focus on, or we just assume that kids are coming brought in with it. And it's all development. Even if you're in college, we still develop our kids. It's still our duty and our responsibility to develop our kids for 4 years. So, I mean...
Brandon, do you just catch how more educated of how she speaks compared to me? I'm over here.
We still love you.
It's exactly what I meant, but yeah, she said it elegant. No, but you're absolutely right. Yeah. It's one of those things where, as freshmen, as sophomores, as juniors in high school or college, you need to develop them. They're never going to be good enough. They're never going to be fast enough. And that's what athletes need to understand is there's always levels. There's always you're here. And they think, well, if I no, we can add more things. There's more things to it. There's more steps to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back,
right.
Let's turn this back around because we're going to go to that because you clearly are a fitness freak like I am and pay attention to everything. So you're at Tulsa.
Yeah.
What happens after Tulsa?
Well, I still stay there. So working 2 club teams, and then I actually go back to school, and I get a master's.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what'd you get your master's in?
Human and health performance.
Okay. What does that mean?
So basically, it's more in depth and just kind of more intricate as the Bachelor's of Exercise Science was. And I struck a deal and that I ended up being the strength and conditioning sports performance coach, however you want to say it nowadays, in that program with just women's soccer. So it was a trade out. They paid for my education. I paid back in working them out in the weight room.
Coaching. So you coach
CSCS, yeah.
Just CSCS. Say that.
CS.
That's the certification?
Yes.
Okay, I understand that because I was supposed to get mine. I really didn't care to do it.
Yeah.
You went to the strength conditioning conferences like in Utah for a long time though. Well, that was before.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't because I was so new at that, and actually the University of Tulsa paid for my certification, and then to kind of keep it current, you got to do CEUs and attend certain things, and once I kind of made like it helped me with my master's program, but then after that, like I love the weight room. That's my freedom in there. But I wanted to coach soccer. So there's licensing that comes with soccer. So I wasn't kind of willing to just do both. So I dropped CSCS. I just let it lapse.
Yeah. Well, that's what most strength conditioning coaches do.
Unless you go into the field and that's going to be your passion in your career, then you have to keep it current. But
you have to. For the NCAA standards and all that stuff.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But once I was done with my 2 years at NSU, I was like, that's okay, thanks.
NSU.
Northeastern State University.
Where is that?
Riverhawks, Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Woo! Riverhawks, the Tahlequah. Okay,
Yeah.
so Indian reservation around there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you moved, that's near Tulsa?
Yeah, so I lived in Broken Arrow and I drove an hour and a half to be there 3 times a week, take classes and train the girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where'd you go from there?
So then from there, I caught a break, and I ended up in Lawrence, Kansas at the University of Kansas. Rock Chalk
awesome.
Jayhawk. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now, how is that being a major basketball university?
Yeah.
Okay, and now what were you doing at the what'd you say, Rock Chalk Jayhawk?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was the director of operations for women's soccer. Do you know what that is?
No, explain that. Of course not.
Okay. You're like looking at me like I'm crazy. So essentially it's an administrative role, and per NCAA, I cannot coach, I cannot have any technical instruction, but I can do paperwork, I can pick up cones, I can do budgeting, I can do hotel, I can travel, and all that, but I couldn't essentially be a coach. I can be in the environment and learn and be in a Power 5 and Big 12, and I loved it. I gained so much. That's actually helped me here now. But I still wanted to coach. I still wanted to scratch that itch.
Okay, so there's an interesting story about why I was with Arkansas. Okay. And because during the off season, you can't have contact with the main football coaches. Couldn't have contact with the football players, but the strength conditioning guys could.
Yep. Same.
Okay, so I could tell the players what plays we're running and show them. Loophole, you know, and there is because hey, it was just strength conditioning program. We're gonna work your mental and we're gonna work your physical. Blah blah blah. That's the way it goes. Okay, so was it kind of like that with you?
No.
No, it was very strict.
Yeah.
It
was a lot of paperwork. It was a lot of organizing, a lot of just keeping everything in line, and hotel check-ins and meals and travel and airline tickets and bus confirmations and all that. Everything in the background that these kids don't see.
Yeah.
That was me.
Well, what's essentially that's a skill needed for the head coach.
Yeah.
That's because even at a small level, like you go to NAI or Division 2, Division 3, those head coaches are doing that and coaching.
Now? At Arkansas State?
Well, Arkansas State's supposed to be a major. They're stepping it up. They are doing much better.
But what I did at KU, now add that with coaching.
Yeah.
So I do it both.
Well, the budgets are a little bit different. KU is a little bit.
Right.
A little bit. Yeah. They go to the NCAA every year.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're at Kansas University. Which is a major thing. Like that's an accomplishment. But why you weren't satisfied that? You wanted to coach more?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the lead on to do something different? Where were you going from there?
Right. So when you are in that kind of college athletics, there's always a cycle of musical chairs, let's say. So between November and January, when your fall season ends, or your fall season sports, there's going to be movement. And you
explain the movement. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about because I was part of that in Arkansas. So
yeah. So what happens is, say, okay, I want to leave Kansas as a director of ops. Mm-hmm. So the next position could potentially be a graduate assistant at a Power 5, or an assistant at a D2, or an assistant at a D1, depending. But in order for me to get those positions, somebody has to leave out of that position to go somewhere else. Or get
fired.
Yeah,
or
resign, or whatever. So you just send in applications, you try and network, you get your name out there, you kind of promote yourself, and luck of the draw sometimes. So,
okay, so what was it? Was your luck of the draw?
Yeah,
yes, it was Arkansas State.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, with Brian Dooley.
Yeah. All right. And so during this time, there's some things that happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so where in this timeline did this make, like, cause you, like, when we talked before,
mm-hmm.
when you first came in and everything else, you've always been healthy. Explain that. You've always been healthy. You never smoked, never done anything.
No.
Okay, what year did this, I don't want to say tragedy, was it a tragedy to you, or was it, like, explain to the people what happened?
Yeah, I think I just got dealt a bad hand.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, even doing genetic testing, there was no trace in family history. It was just 16th person in the entire world to have no
16th person
that they could not trace why.
Okay, explain what happened.
Okay.
Explain, because right now people are going, holy, like, what were you doing? 16th person. She's a magician. She was like, what happened to you? When? First of all, when did this happen?
Yeah.
What transition in this period?
So I moved to Kansas July 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And September 2016. I'm horrible with numbers. So I'm trying to jog.
Don't worry.
Yeah. September, was it? No, 15, because I was here in 16. So July 2015, I arrived in Lawrence, Kansas from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then September of 2015, I was in the emergency room at Lawrence Memorial Hospital for a emergency surgery.
Okay, so what happened to you to have this emergency surgery?
Yeah.
What was going on? Because I know the end result, but like, give me details.
Right, so symptoms that I experienced were just essentially constipation. Like, I hadn't gone to the bathroom in 3 weeks. Not normal. Yeah, I know. I'm super stubborn, and I didn't.
That's
Shocker.
3 weeks. My God.
Yeah, 3 weeks, and like still obviously eating and like trying to work out and like maintain like my lifestyle, as like a director of ops and traveling and doing all this, and had X-rays done, and they were just like, yeah, you're constipated. Get an enema or like magnesium citrate or whatever. Anything and everything. I tried it. No movement. And then we were actually going to be playing Arkansas, KU women's soccer versus Arkansas, for like a preseason out-of-conference game. And I called the head coach, Mark Francis, and I said, the binder with everything, hotel check-in, bus, everything is on my desk. I don't think I can make this trip. Because I had been throwing up water, Gatorade, nothing was staying because obviously everything was like up to get. Yeah, it was full. And checked into the emergency room because I just couldn't hold anything down, and obviously something's seriously wrong.
Okay, so you go to the emergency room. Do they?
Yeah.
Do they? I mean, what? They check you out.
Yeah.
They tell you what?
Yeah. So I told them. I basically gave them a run through of everything that I'd kind of been through. They gave me fentanyl, and I was like, oh my! I literally.
What is fentanyl?
Fentanyl is like lower than morphine. It's kind of like a pain reliever.
Okay.
And
so you're kind of euphoric.
A little bit, just kind of like real relaxed, and like I obviously had subsided pain in my head mentally for months because symptoms got worse, but I think looking back now, I think I'd been battling it for probably over a year and a half.
You just dealt with it. Just say.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'd go through, like, what I called episodes of, like, and I thought it was nutritional stuff, so I was gluten-free, and then I wouldn't eat dairy, or, you know, I wouldn't have any spicy foods, or I would eat before 6, or smaller portion sizes.
You're doing the fitness
I was self-diagnosing.
Yeah,
is what I was doing.
You were kind of doing because of your coaching background, because of everything else, you were trying to control something.
I thought I knew.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that myself with my knees and with everything I've done, because you're going, you
I know better.
Yeah. Last thing you want to do is go to a doctor.
Because I didn't want them running tests, me shelling out all my hard-earned money for you to tell me we don't know. That was my worst fear.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I may as well. I'm not losing anything this way.
Well,
except for weight.
Well, I understand. And the very small. What you're just saying is, like, when I break fingers or I've done football, fighting, whatever, toes, fingers. I'm like, they're not gonna fix it. There's no point in me spending thousands of dollars on an X-ray when they're just gonna say it's broke. Here, straighten it out.
Right. Here you go, or splint it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So you're thinking, okay, I can control this. It's just it's my diet, because you are such a physical fit person. You are in shape, and you've been lifting, training, all these things that you do naturally. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, now it's gluten. Now it's not spicy.
Correct.
Now it's So you go to the emergency room, realize it's time to go.
Yeah. So they laid me in they obviously checked me in, laid me in a bed, gave me fentanyl, and, like, I think that was when, like, I fell asleep. Like, I went to sleep because I couldn't feel pain anymore, and obviously I didn't have to work hard to, like, suppress kind of that nervous system of, like, you're in pain, but you're stubborn as, whatever. And
I'm a hard ass. I can deal with it.
Yeah, like, it's just no. And then they rolled me back they woke me up, rolled me back for a CT scan, and essentially was like, they came back and they said, you can have emergency surgery tonight, or you can have emergency surgery tomorrow morning. But either way, you're having emergency surgery. And I was like, well, I may as well be on morphine all night, so let's do it tonight. So they rolled me back that night.
For what? What did they find?
Well, that doesn't come until later. So essentially...
So why were they having emergency surgery? To relieve?
Yeah, so I had an 8-inch blockage in the lower part of my colon, i.e. that's why I hadn't had a bowel movement in 3.5 weeks. So they had to they resected and removed 8 inches plus or give on either side of that mass.
Do you ever just inside your body just shake? Just, oh God. That's just like, okay, so they took you.
You have 8 inches to give in your intestine? Yeah.
So they're like, hey man, we're having emergency surgery. You're going to lose 8 inches of your colon right now.
No, they didn't tell me that. They just they just told me that I had to have emergency surgery. Because I think I was still very in and out with the
Did you have anybody with you?
Yeah, my husband was there.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Yeah.
Yes.
I would have been a mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doped up or not.
Yeah.
So. Okay,
right?
You get out of emergency surgery. Okay. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do we go from there?
Yeah. So I woke up the next morning and I had a colostomy bag on the side of my hip. And I was like, what is that? Because I didn't know.
Yeah. I wouldn't know either.
They might have told me, but I don't remember. So a colostomy bag essentially is my new way of going to the bathroom for
For how long?
6 months.
So you went home and had this thing in you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is the way it is.
This is the new normal.
Detached from. I mean, I have seen the tubes that they put in me and everything else. So you just kind of empty it and put it back on and go to go.
Yep, and clean it and
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Well, of course, you get to see what your insides are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, it's just one out and hit the button, and you're done.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
So give us colostomy bag for 6 months. Mm-hmm. Where are you now during those 6 months? You're still at Lawrence?
Yeah, and I'm still working.
Okay, and you're doing all your paperwork, all the things for Lawrence, Kansas, all that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, and after 6 months, what happens?
Well, in the meantime, so they resected or took out 8 inches, give or take, and they ran a biopsy. Mm-hmm. So I was in probably September 15th, so a week later, September 22nd, 2015, they called and told me I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer.
So did your heart drop?
Yeah.
You're just like, what the hell? You know, and I
Yeah.
can see it in your face.
It's hard.
It must be. You
Yeah.
know, don't do that because I'm a big baby
No.
too. But
No, yeah,
okay, so,
it shocks. Like,
yeah.
because like you said, like, never done drugs, never smoked, like cigarettes, vape, whatever. Like, never done any of that. Fitness, I was a soccer fiend. Like, why me? Why me? You know?
Okay, so
Yeah.
because I can go two places with
Yeah.
the why me thing because
Yeah.
that is true. You can go
Yeah, that's how
negative
you
or
feel.
positive with that, and we'll get into that in a second. So, what is explain to me because I really don't know, and excuse my ignorance on this.
No.
What is stage 3 cancer?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Well, it's weird that you say that because obviously I get the phone call and I'm the same way. Like, you hear about it and then you feel bad and your heart pours out to people that go through lung cancer, all that stuff, you know? Like, you just immediately, because you just know. Like, that's just not good. It's not a positive thing. And so I call my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how does this work? And, you know, she doesn't know. Nobody's gone through it in our family.
Because you're the 16th person.
And I'm 27 at the time.
So that's nuts. Yeah.
Considering.
Well, no, you're. I mean, hell, I remember being 20. I'm a giant monkey. I don't, man. I was out partying.
No concept. Yeah.
No, you don't know. You don't. Me, I was still doing it till I was 35 when I had my son. I was like, nothing matters. I'm invincible.
All out, YOLO.
Mm-hmm. Going West Side, hey, you know, Tupac-ing it up. So
right.
Okay.
So call her.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know. And then obviously during that conversation, I don't say anything. She just kind of the surgeon bluntly kind of tells me what's going on. And she's like, we'll have you back. Because I'm on bed rest at that point. Like, they've gotten me out of the hospital, but I'm kind of laid up in bed and just kind of like relaxing, new normal. I come back because now I have to start oncology. So you get a new doctor that's essentially cancer-based. They're going to do your protocol.
Specialist.
Specialist. Yeah. And so go into that meeting and he breaks down because I'm the same as you. What? Why? Okay. I know it's bad, but what does that mean? And so stage 1 means you're in, you know, like one organ or like skin cancer or like a mole, like it's skin cancer. You can just have surgery and that's
Easy
it.
go.
Yeah, and that's it. You can kind of just go on with life. Stage 2 is obviously you've affected an organ within your body, whatever it may be, lung, colon.
Kind of like
breast.
what happened with you. Colon, you had some removed, right?
Yeah.
So
I had to have surgery. And then stage 3 puts you at the next, you talk about levels.
Yeah.
The next level to where when they took that biopsy, there was penetration within your lymphatic system, which runs, exercise science, runs through your entire body. So the fact that it was just isolated to 1 out of 17 lymphatic nodes within that biopsy is just like nothing can tell me any different than that's God saving me.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that like your lymphatic system runs through your entire body and it's just one node.
Yeah.
That was infected.
And what's crazy is you've studied this stuff.
Right.
At not just
scientific level, not
masters
spiritual.
of it. Yeah. At these levels, you know what you're talking about right now.
Right.
You know what's happening.
Right.
You're like, I've done
Right.
all the study you see in my books right here.
Right.
And so this.
And then stage 4 would be 2 organs. So it started in one and then spread to another.
Okay, so you weren't was stage 4 the worst?
Yeah, stage 4 is the worst. Like, you're gonna probably get a cap.
You're at 75% right now.
Yeah.
Okay, in my
Sure.
monkey mind.
Yeah,
so you're 3/4 of the way there.
Right.
Yeah. So
could have tipped the scale and been worse. Yeah.
Almost there, but there's one lymphatic.
One lymphatic node.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you go from this? What happens?
Right. So I could have gone through Lawrence Memorial Hospital and just kind of done their protocol and what they'd written out for me and like all that kind of stuff. And I think I was still in shock. Like, I just had surgery. They removed it. Because what they said was, now you have to start chemo. What? Dun, dun, dun. Like, same thing. Like, I know what chemo does.
Yeah,
People look like zombies doing chemo.
And they normally don't, some people don't make out. Well, it's going to be fantastic over there,
But, so, I was like, I was kind of in denial. I was shocked. Didn't want to start the process. Kind of procrastinated. But they give you a window of 3 weeks. Because studies show, right, to make, a big decision. Studies show that outside of that 3 weeks, you lessen your chances of success.
Steve, that's Titus. Steve must hear something else.
Oh, I was not. Sorry, baby. Come here. Oh, I'm sorry. That was me. My nails.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Give me a second. Wait, I don't want to. Titus is, hey, here's somebody. Here's the last thing. I'll make sure nobody's coming into this house while we're doing this interview. Anyway. So, so you have 3 weeks. What's your decision right there? You're like, I got 3 weeks. I
need time.
You what?
I need time. I'm going to take 3 weeks.
You really took 3 weeks?
I sure did. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how I would be in that. So I'm just thinking, excuse me, I really don't know how to feel about that, because I would think I would just be like, let's go, whatever. But at the same time, I know who you are personally, and you probably were like, normally, let's go, let's just do it.
Right.
And all of a sudden, because
impulsive.
Yeah.
I have an impulsive personality, but I think with something that major, like whether it was picking my school for college or something that literally is going to affect the rest of my life, I was like, it essentially might end it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's because that's just, right. Nobody, like you said, you don't know until it's at your step. You hear about this, you hear about chemo, but when it's at your doorstep, the decisions that are being thrown at you, that's crazy.
Whole different,
So you took the whole 3 weeks.
I sure did, yeah.
Okay, thought about it, talked to family,
Yep, and then actually, one of my husband and I's mutual friends had mentioned Cancer Treatment Centers of America. And I've seen commercials, and that looks like the Taj Mahal to me of medicine. And I'm thinking, like, my salary at KU, bless KU, but it's an entry level, okay? So
I know all about that.
Right. So I'm thinking, I can't afford that. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm probably going to have to do the hospital route where I look like Breaking Bad and I'm sitting there looking like I'm going to die. No joke. That's what I thought.
You're this pretty soccer player. You're this fitness pretty soccer player. And you're like, now I've got to be like Breaking Bad.
Right, and just sit there with a drip next to like an 80-year-old woman, whoever, doing the same.
Nana's over in the corner.
Meemaw, yeah. And so, but he had mentioned that, and he was like, just give him a call. And I'm like, okay, kind of the same thing. Like, worst case scenario, they tell me no, or it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, bless KU. The medical coverage that I had, prime. So, awesome. Yeah. So, essentially, CTCA, abbreviated, flew me out for a week long on them. Expenses paid. Put me up in a hotel. Shared a nutritionist, a naturopathic, oncologist, OBGYN.
Okay, naturopathic. What's that?
So instead of doing pills, drink cherry juice.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I hate medication.
Right. And so they give you basically, this is my team. So I'm meeting everybody that's invested in making me recover the best way possible. Yeah. Yeah. Live, yeah. So, and then they roll out the red carpet, and then it was kind of like, once again, back in my court, like, what do you want to do? You can get treatment in Lawrence Memorial Hospital, which is 5 minutes down the road, or you can fly out to Phoenix, because that's who took my insurance, every 3 weeks to get treatment. And I chose Phoenix.
More clearly.
Well, sun goddess.
Yeah, you might as well enjoy a little vacation. Yeah. I mean, if you go on that route, so okay.
Right.
So you're in Phoenix for how long? You go every 3 weeks for how many months?
Well, it was every 3 weeks because I was taking pills.
Okay.
But then it switched, and it was every other week. because they adjusted my prescription or intake or how I was doing chemo because my body wasn't handling the first attempt the right way.
Okay.
I mean, it was kicking my butt.
It was kind of rejecting it.
Yeah, I mean, I was a zombie, and like, you've met me, we've been around each other, like, that's not me. And to a point where, like, okay, she's getting chemo, but it shouldn't look like that.
Yeah.
So, still working, still doing my job, still traveling, and then it changed to every other week or weekend, I'd fly out for 48 hours. I'd have a port, I have a scar still, to where they put chemo in, and I'd sit there. And then I would leave, and I would still have it pumped with a little fanny pack for the next 24 hours, and then they'd fly me back. And then you just do that cycle for 6 months.
Okay, so most people, and I'm not hating on anybody, they would give it up. They're like, what? You're still working.
Yeah.
You're still being the soccer coach.
Normal.
You're still doing normal things, and you're just like, hey, man, this is it. Okay, so you lost your hair at this point, I'm imagining. No, yes.
Well, it's funny because I was like, because you ask questions. You're like, am I going to lose my hair? Am I going to gain weight? Am I going to lose weight? Like, what am I going to do? And every time that doctor I asked a question was like, I don't know. It's different for everybody. And I'm like, so you can't give me a yes or no either way. And I'm just like, I'm so black and white with stuff. And so I was like, well, dang. So I don't know what to expect, but here we go. And so with the hair loss, that literally happened at the very end, because the whole time I'm like, ooh, I'm keeping it. And like my hair's like this long. And then I just kind of like towards the end, it was probably like the last month of the 6 months. So like 5 months in, I'm like going like this. And it's just like clumps just in the sink. And I'm just...
lose it, yeah.
Yeah, because I think, we get caught up as athletes. Like, that's my identity.
Image, yes.
Yeah.
That's and you're looking at it just
blonde, long hair, blue eyes, soccer player, that was me. And so I'm losing a part of me. And that was kind of rough. Yeah.
You're just... I can't imagine anybody that's went through that. I am a... premeditated. I love me some me. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
and
you got to.
Well,
this day and age.
Yeah.
You're your number one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like you're looking at this, something that and you like you said, you didn't know.
You identified.
Yeah, you didn't know where it's going to take you and everything. All of a sudden, you're just pulling clumps of your hair. And was that like the lowest point? What was the bottom, or what? How would that emotionally?
Yeah,
that's a huge toll. I mean, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. For me, the hair loss, and then I gained 30 pounds. So.
Is that not a good thing though? Gaining 30 pounds?
I mean, I think it helped me handle chemo. And my mindset was like, man, I'm going through this rough time. If I want some brownies, I'm going to eat some brownies. Salt and vinegar chips. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I was just like, and it put me in a position with some of the symptoms that you go through with chemo. My feet were like pins and needles. Like almost, like if I was stepping on needles, that's how it kind of felt.
Just
yeah. So, like, treadmill, bike, anything.
Were they encouraging you to be exercise? Were they encouraging you to do things like this? Or was it just your natural, who you were? It's like, man, I got to work out.
Yeah, more the natural. I mean, I think, obviously, they want you to be healthy through this process as much as possible. But I'm kind of that, like I said, I was 27, fit. And they'd walk into my room every time, like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I know, give me a pink slip. I'll go home. Like, I don't want to be here, Yeah. And you deal with more of an elderly population or a general population, so to speak, more of getting somebody like me who's a previous athlete that could be a horrible patient because I don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
No,
that makes exactly, because we are I don't go to doctors at all. I called my doctor when I heard the pin snap. I go, Doc, man, you're going to have to get an MRI. I know what happened. Something bad happened.
Right.
You kind of, being an athlete, you know your body so well. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we are pains in the asses to our trainers.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are ice and I shut up.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
gotta reel you back in versus push you to do something.
Yeah.
No, you gotta reel me back in. So, no, it was more of a natural instinct to kind of just keep my normal life. I think that kept me from focusing on probably what a lot of people do of the what ifs or the negatives and being a victim to something that's not the case.
Well, it's not controllable.
Right.
You weren't, but you didn't allow yourself to
No.
be a victim. As you're like, no, you didn't feel sorry for yourself. You didn't feel
No.
that it was like. I'm sure you had days. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's some points, but you know, you had your people, your family, like you said,
Yeah.
your husband and everything
Yeah.
else there for you, and you know, so you're going through this process. What was the major change? You go through chemo.
Yeah.
You lose your hair.
Yeah.
You're just dreadfully ugly to the person that you were. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, your identity's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, I don't.
Who you built yourself
Yeah.
to. So,
Yeah.
what was the like? Boom, we're back. Like so. What? No. I'm sorry. I asked you too quick. What changed? Okay, so you go through chemo, you lose your hair, everything else, and how long does this last? How long did you go through all this?
Well, okay, so chemo lasted 6 months. I got hired here, so I started I think it was around Halloween. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I was hired here July. So 3 months later.
After chemo.
After chemo's completed. Oh, because I finished, that's my tattoo. I finished May 7th. And so I'm here and I have little to no hair and I'm around 18 to 22-year-olds. And I feel that's probably the lowest part. Because I'm just you're looking at me in my worst.
When you
essentially how I felt about myself.
Yeah,
this is my lowest.
Yeah, because just even the way you described it earlier, blonde hair, blue eyes, athlete. I've been this way. We get used to this way we get looked at, and I understand that we get used to the way we're treated because we're something that other level. We're not the normal people that eat catfish buffet every night and eat ketchup. We're these people that are. You know, sorry, I'm going at ketchup eaters, man. But no. There is a thing to it. It's not an ego, but it's just how you feel and how your confidence or whatever it is. And you're looking at these 18, 20-year-olds used to be
because I know they're looking at me and not in the way that I'm used to.
Yeah.
They're looking at you.
They're looking at you, and maybe subconsciously you were thinking. And you were maybe portraying what they were thinking.
Yeah, because I doubt they were looking at me like that because obviously I'm a coach. So they're taking in how I'm coaching them and what relationship I'm creating, not necessarily the physical appearance. So
you're went through chemo and you're freaking coaching these kids that you're almost dead. You know, you lost your hair. You're not your prettiest. You're not your everything else.
Yeah.
You're just I'm going to take another job, do some more shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
What the? That's an amazing thing, though.
March on.
Yeah, march on. You dealt with that adversity. Hey, this is not going to limit me.
No.
I'm going to keep pushing to what my goals were, regardless of what happens to me and everything else.
Yep.
That's a brave thing.
Exactly.
That's an awesome. I hate. Not too many people do that. Everybody gives up to me. I see too many people just go my cards were dealt bad, so I have an excuse now. Mm-hmm. You're just nah, I ain't got no excuse, man. Let's go. So you take a job while you're finishing chemo.
Yeah.
And you're coaching these people, and you show up to Arkansas of all places, which it's different. Jonesboro is different. You know, and from Kansas, even Lawrence, Kansas is probably its own thing too.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a college town.
Yeah, so you go to all these places. You show up in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and are you physically? Can they tell that you went through cancer, or they just think you? What?
Well, I think at that point it was on me to kind of be brave and break the ice because I feel like if you just address the elephant in the room, it's just easier for everyone to kind of move past it. So our first team meeting, and it's still very fresh for me, but I just essentially addressed it. I said, listen, I'm battling cancer. I just finished chemo. if you have questions, like, I'm open to communicating about it. Because I feel like that was part of a healing process for me, too. Like, when you're able to kind of speak on it. I mean, I'm still going to get tear-jerked and stuff like that just because I went through it. But for these kids, it's a nice part for them to not just see me as a coach within the white lines and how I treat them and a competitor, but, like, here's her heart. Here's her story.
Well,
as a person.
Yeah, because a lot of times you, like, I
I
love the way you said that.
Yeah.
That was a great way.
Then they just don't stare at me either. Like, why has she got, like, a rat's nest in her head?
You have those preconceptions of what she is or what's going on.
Yeah.
You're just like, look, I've been through some shit.
Right.
I'm going through some shit.
So just,
so this is the way it is. When talking about but I'm a coach regardless. Here we go.
Let's get the job done.
Yeah, and so they had to take some things from that.
Yeah.
They had to, of course, because me as a person, I'm taking things from it. It's just listening to the story in its entirety. It's like, if I was a player, like, here's my coach, maybe I and not make excuses for myself.
Oh, they still do sometimes.
Well, of course. But I will give this: women's athletics are way tougher than men's athletics in my experience. But that's on a side note. From my coaching, the females are way more badass than the men. So anyway,
thank you.
No, it's true. It's very true. Like, when I strength conditioning for Arkansas, when you tell a girl just for shits and giggles, I do it. I like to do it because I like to play that game of, no, you probably can't.
Oh, that's a challenge. Yeah.
Because there's people, like, just the way you smile, just the way your eyes, like, motherfucker. Because they're used to being, these females are used to being told that, towards a lot of men are like, oh, you're so great, you're so awesome, a lot. These females, like, you probably can't do it, and they drive off that. But
well, I'm still, in the industry of college athletics, I'm still a minority.
Yeah.
So I'm still driven by competitive, like, you can't do that. Okay, well,
I'm sure that shit.
Yeah.
Well, but that's a great, so let's go back before we get into the ASU, the soccer
fitness
thing.
And stuff,
Yeah. So what was the end? What was the final date? So you're at Arkansas. They know, your players know you're coaching.
Yeah.
You took a new job.
Yeah.
How do you end? Is there a cancer center around here in our Jonesboro?
No, I still fly out to Phoenix. I'm actually going back in June for a checkup.
You still do it now?
Oh yeah, I'm a forever patient. I refuse to say that, but that's actually what it is. Yeah, I will forever be watched.
They're studying you.
In a way, it's more of like monitoring. So, even worse of a hand. So, when I said 16th person in the entire world with no genetic history, to link it back to why, I also have a mutation that puts me at a 75% for ovarian cancer and 82% for breast cancer. So
you potentially are going to deal with more shit.
No, I'm not.
Okay, not in my way. Okay, yes, no, fine.
I'm not, but it's on me to continue to allow them to watch my health. Yeah. So I have to do scans, I have to do blood work, and just kind of check in.
But this is the process that you've accepted, right? You're just like, no, this is the way it is.
Correct.
Gotta go fly, man. Get a couple days on, man.
Little sunshine, couple of appointments. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you found a couple places you'd like to be out there.
Yeah,
anyway.
well, my girlfriend moved out there, so I spend a little time with her when I go out there. Awesome. And sometimes we go out there recruiting, so I'll kind of like link it up together. But I'm a forever cancer patient. I'll be labeled that, but I don't present myself that way.
Well, you feel in your way, and then no, don't mean to speak for you, but in the way I'm hearing is you've won.
Yeah. I conquered that crap.
Yeah, it's that's the past. Now we just got to do this.
I'll do my due diligence.
Yeah.
For my health, but that's it.
Okay, so what day did they just be like, yep, you're good?
So they give you kind of like a little ceremony. So I rang the bell. May 7th was my last chemo treatment of 2016. Yeah. 2000 Memorial.
I'm not good at numbers there.
Yeah, I know. 2016, and then they removed my port after that because they leave your port in just in case it were to return.
Not to have to do it again. Honestly.
Right. And so now, like, yeah, it's just checkups. But my final date of everything completed was May 7th of 2016.
Okay, so
2016. Essentially, I've been in remission for almost 3 years. Yeah.
That's awesome. I was trying to do the math. Sorry.
Yeah.
Add the
6,
2.
9.
Okay, so you're in remission. You got to do these trips and everything else,
Yeah.
which is Arkansas State obviously is allowing you to do. They understand the situation.
Yeah, my head coach is great about it.
Yeah, and so now, how's that dynamic with you? Because here's how I kind of more found out about you. Mm-hmm. You brought the girls in, and I know I've seen you, and I knew who you were because you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, and I've kind of known, but you're a beast of an athlete. You're a beast of a training person. No, like I associate that because I'm still training. I'm 41.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I'm still trying to better myself that way. And when you see somebody similar to that, you know, and then you finally meet them.
Yeah.
Like you were with the girls when you brought them to my gym at Hilltop Fitness.
Yeah.
That's when I started paying. I said, like I told you when you first walked in, I was like, I'm a kind of creepy stalker, you know?
Right.
Because I want to see what you're doing. Like, what the hell is she doing?
Yeah, how did she get like that?
Yeah. And so, like, you have to be inspirational to these girls because your body and the way you are fit and how you're determined with everything else is a lot more than a freshman in college, I would imagine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's each to their own. I think initially, as a human society, like, the impact is short-lived, if I can just say that. I mean, I don't think they look at me on a consistent basis and I inspire them to be more. I think they're just like, oh yeah, this is my perception.
No, I get you.
But like, that's just her.
Yeah, because people easily dismiss that.
Yeah.
People easily dismiss the hard work that you put in and everything else to what you're doing.
I can clap for her, but I'm just not about it. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, to each their own. But, I mean, would I hope that I impact and inspire them? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love them. I love the mess out of them. I'd do anything for them.
Yeah. Well, you've got to, like, the passion of being a coach or a teacher or anything that you're inspiring these people, even the person that I am, which I try to be. It's not in an ill will way. You want to see success,
right?
Because you've clearly been through some hellacious adversity, you know, and you want to be able to, like, it doesn't matter. You can be successful. You can keep pushing. It doesn't matter. You be more.
Yeah.
You know, and so now you're the associate head coach.
Yes.
I got it right. Okay, and for the Arkansas State soccer women, all right.
Yeah.
And where does it go from now? Like you just finished spring ball, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, and so now you're getting ready to. Where are you going? What's the summer like?
I'm gonna live out of a hotel in a suitcase.
Yeah.
So the girls wrap up. I'll have separation anxiety for about 2 months because they won't be back on campus until July. Okay. And so now it's the hustle and grind as far as coaching. We'll be out on the road, scanning for new talent, bringing in, recruiting, and checking up on kids that, you know, we've already committed to the program and just kind of keeping those relationships going. So, yeah, I mean, it's a hustle and a grind. And, I mean, if I can applaud our head coach, I mean, he's older than me and he's still in the game and he's not sending me everywhere as a young blood. He's out there too. So, but yeah, it's May and June are going to be slammed. I don't think I'm in one place longer than 4 days.
You're basically, to the people that don't understand what you're talking about, you're recruiting.
Yeah, so I go out and I'm on the sideline, and if it's an event or a tournament, I'll watch games from 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. back to back to back to back to back to back, taking notes, walking from one soccer field to the next. Yeah.
So
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
What do you? So I know because in the recruiting process that I went through in different stages of my athletic career, what are you looking for in female athletes? What is like that's the thing, because
a mini me.
Okay, no, that's it. No, because
Yeah.
like you just said it at middle school, which people probably don't understand. You're like, I'm gonna miss my girls. That's your family. Those
It
are
is.
your kids.
Yeah, no,
You baby them. You take care of them. You hear their emotional breakdowns.
Funny, yeah. I
You
call
know.
them my babies, but I
Yeah.
mean, I treat them like young women. I mean, they have to rise to the occasion
Of
and
course,
elevate
you know.
themselves. But I mean, caring and heartwarming wise, I mean, yeah, I tell them all the time. I'm like, bye, babies, make good decisions. You know, like, make good decisions.
Yeah, my coach has said that too.
Yeah,
You know.
but no, they are my immediate family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you invest so much. You're with
So
them
much
so many hours, and people don't realize that as a coach, you know, the pay, and just like as a teacher, the pay
You
doesn't.
don't do it for that.
No, you don't you do it because it is that family. It's that camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because when I stepped away from football or anything that I've ever stepped away from, and I don't know how it is with you, I don't miss the playing. I miss playing, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I miss that locker room.
Yeah.
I miss that team, that sense. I miss that,
Family.
you know, that family. Man, I remember where my locker was across from Antoine, across from, every day, you knew, that was your boys.
Yeah.
That was, you had these certain things, and, that's what it is as a coach, too, because I've coached at different levels as well. Not clearly it's not as good as what you have, but that's the involvement and the investment that you have with these people, and to see them be successful besides just the sport.
Yes.
Besides, people think you're not there just for the sport.
That pays your education, but I want to see you 4 years after my 4 years with you. Like, I mean, when I talk about young women, I want to see that. And, like, recognition or not, I was a part of your 4-year journey here.
Yeah.
And however big or small that portion is in your chapter, in your journey of life, I was still a part of it. And I cherish every kid that comes through our program. Hopefully, I do a good job of, cherishing those moments and impacting in small ways,
Well,
that
it's
they
almost
can
like
take a portion.
Yeah, it's an individual championship for you.
Yeah.
As a coach, it's an individual championship. Besides the playing on the field, when somebody like I don't know that, I'm sure you've had this because you don't. But my coaches, Coach Donnelly, Coach Maloney, I'm an emotional wreck, man.
Yeah.
I'm an emotional person. They'd see me
Passionate.
Well,
I think emotional gets misconstrued. Let's say passionate.
I'm a bit of a crybaby. It's not in a negative way, but I get when I'm. That's the passion. Mm-hmm. You'll see me tear up, and that's probably one of the most dangerous places for me, left or right, good or bad. Because when you see me tear up, it's because I'm emotionally just charged. And my coaches always took me in. I'm like, Wessel, you got to go this way with it.
Right.
You got to go,
Right.
And
Channel it.
Yeah, thank you, channel it. So the things that you're doing for these kids and everything else, that's an emotional thing for you.
It's an emotional investment.
So when you leave your babies, for 2 months and everything else to go find new babies.
Yeah, I know. Disloyal. I'm so disloyal. Yeah.
But what are you looking for in these new ones?
Yeah.
What's your
my ultimate
Coach Washington, if I'm a soccer girl and I'm on the field, what would I need to do to impress you to go, oh?
Yeah.
What do they need to do?
Yeah. I think it's easy to check off boxes when you look at a kid when they have the ball at their feet. So, can she strike a ball? Can she connect passes? Can we keep possession?
What are her skills?
Right.
Yeah.
But I look, a lot of times, I find my eye attracted to what are they doing when they don't have the ball. Or when they're on the bench. Are you leading? Are you leading by vocal? Are you leading by example? What's your body language like? Are your teammates like glued to you? Like, are you the foundation of this? Just some of those things that.
What are your attitude and aptitude?
Yeah. Are you coachable? Like, are you listening? Are you in tune to everything? Do you have a soccer IQ, spatial awareness, work ethic? Like, regardless of whether you get the ball past you or not, are you still going to make that sprint 50 times? Stuff like that.
Effort.
I think for me goes further than, okay, I can tick off the boxes, because when we all are on the road as coaches, we can all pick the stud off the team.
Everybody knows that person.
Yeah. But am I gonna recruit you and come be in the mix with my babies and impacted
my family.
Yeah, my
That's
family.
a huge thing. Right
My
there.
family, and it's seamless, and you're gonna elevate it.
Yeah. Are you going to come in and be a distraction?
Yeah.
You know, are you going to come in and be a part of it and help evolve us as athletes?
Yeah, because we're still chasing that conference championship. We haven't attained it yet. I mean, we've been at conference, but to me, it's just like, that's so subpar. Like, we haven't reached what we came here to do.
Yeah.
And I play a role in that, and obviously the development during practice, games, but this is a major part of it, is recruiting these kids that elevate our program.
You know, who's going to come up and who has the heart and who's the... Because, like you said, everybody knows who the stud, who the best player on the team is, but that doesn't mean that they're the best player at the next level, and that doesn't mean that they're coachable at the next level. And are they going to evolve themselves from a senior in high school? Because you know, as an athlete, the speed as a senior in high school and the speed in college is completely different.
That's the biggest for them.
You know, because what people don't understand is, okay, take the best of the best of your high school. Okay, the number one player of your high school. Now, take every high school in the state of Arkansas and the state of any other high state and put them all at one university and see if they're still the best. No, there's these levels. So, and you can develop, which I find that interesting. The way you said it is like, are you going to be able to be coachable and can I develop and evolve you as a human?
Yeah,
you know,
the total package.
Yeah, because you might have talents. You might be able to kick the ball and do all this stuff for now.
Great.
That's great.
Yeah.
But if I can evolve somebody to surpass those skills because you are limiting yourself as that person as I'm the best. Yeah. So how do you find that?
You search really hard, and you're on the road. You're on the road a lot. You survey a lot of games. You spend a lot of time away.
Talking to parents, talking to kids, talking to family. How do you do that? Like,
I don't. I typically don't really involve the parents unless we're out and we're offering a kid like, hey, we want to bring you in. This is the package that we're giving you. Let's meet mom and dad. You know, let's kind of make this thing like a round trip kind of thing.
You just kind of stand on the sidelines like this and eyes down, just watch.
Take note.
Yeah.
And then so the process would be, I like a kid, and NCAA prevents us from full on communicating with these kids until June 15th of their junior year. I cannot directly contact or have any like verbal communication with this kid as of May 1st.
Yeah, but that's not the same for every sport,
no,
right?
It's not.
So we have a freshman. She just got offered a basketball scholarship for A-State. And so it's different with each sport?
Yes.
Like communication rules
for
NCAA? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because, my gosh, in football, they're going after them at freshmen.
Oh, I know. And
that's a little biased, yes?
Is it just women's soccer, or is it...
Don't get into that so you don't get in trouble, but that's me saying that.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I'm saying that it is different for every sport. New legislation just passed for us. Yes, what's today? The 2nd or the 3rd? The 2nd.
2nd, yeah.
So yesterday it was in effect.
May 1st, new legislation passed for you guys to be able to do what?
We cannot speak to anybody. Verbal communication.
So it's almost they took more away.
Yeah, because at the end of it, NCAA is placed for the protection of potential student athletes.
I get that.
But that doesn't eliminate the big sharks in the game finding loopholes and still making it work.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No, you're absolutely right.
It's integrity. It's integrity at the end of it. So we are going to follow the rules. So now when I see a kid, if she's if she's a freshman or a sophomore, I communicate with their head coach. And I'm like, I like her. She's awesome. And I have to trust that he's going to relay that information and she's going to be interested.
He's going to be like, hey, Arkansas State was done.
And then I have to continue dedeveloping the relationship by being on the sideline.
Yep. All you do is see, hey, there's the Arkansas State coach.
She's here again.
She's here again. She's
and I
watching
know she's
me.
here for me.
Yeah.
Yep. And then as soon as June 15th, then we can kind of have a dialogue. And by then we should know, you're a junior, we should know, okay, this is your package. Yes, you're a fit, or we fall off. and we're not sideline anymore because we moved on to somebody else or somebody's better.
Yeah, you find better attributes of some other player.
When you play by the rules, it sucks. I wish we didn't have to, but
well, no, it's like, but you
because I want some of these kids now.
Yeah,
like I see it, and I'm like, I'm ready to sign off, man. Like, you know. And before that, I mean, it was funny because I was talking to a head coach, and I told him, I said, when I talk to the girls when they're available, I tell them, like, I'm gonna be the worst boyfriend you ever had. because we can't initiate. They can call us, they can blow up our phones, all that, but I cannot physically pick up my phone and call a kid that I like.
No, can I ask a question real quick? On that? Okay, so they can call you, but can you respond?
Yeah, so if they call me, I can pick up. Okay. But I cannot call them. I can't place a call to their cell phone.
God, I want to have that relationship with so many women.
And if they if they text me, I can communicate to their head coach, who then can communicate with them.
So if they text you,
worst boyfriend.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta text their mom.
No, I can't text their mom.
No. Their head coach, which is essentially, in the boyfriend realm. Yeah. You gotta text somebody else to go, okay, yeah, tell Sarah.
And hope and pray that message gets to that athlete.
Because they probably just cop.
And I can't insinuate, hey, I need you to pass this along. The verbiage too.
There's so many. Yeah, you can't, because you're kind of. Yeah, the verbiage is going to get you in trouble because there's proof. Mm-hmm. There's proof. Yep. You can't just Snapchat everybody.
Nope. Wow. I wouldn't do that anyway, but.
Well, yeah. Anybody that Snapchats is that's we both. I'm an adult. I understand what that is. Yeah. Not responsibility for your actions is what that is. Snapchat. So, but you go. God, there's so many loopholes that you've got to deal with, and that's got to be. Just mind-boggling. Do you second guess yourself every time you do anything?
No, I think I stick to the basics, and if there is something that I'm wavering on, I just kind of text compliance at Arkansas State and be like, "Hey, can I not do this?"
And they give you the okay, so it falls back on them.
And they'll go through the whole booklet and find the rule and be like, "Okay, yeah, you're good to go," or "No, you're not."
That's a great resource in itself, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because they'll get sued. That's their job. Oh, yeah, the school will.
Yeah, we'll get penalized. So, I mean, for me with recruits, I try and be relational. Like, you're gonna come play for me. Do you like me? I like you. Kind of like that. No, seriously, it's like a courtship.
No, I get you.
Yeah, it's a
check yes or no, but
it's a courtship in the olden days. Like, I'm respectful. I know this is a big decision for you. I'm showing you love. I'm showing up. I'm invested. I'm committed. I'm showing you this kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, if it's a good fit for you, then let's make this happen. If it's not, it's business at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been told no. That's not many times, but I've been told no. Yeah.
Well, then, no, that's the people understand. Like, a friend of mine was just cut by the UFC. Okay. And they were kind of a little bit down about it and everything else. And I was like, dude, this is a business.
It's a business.
It's all money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
People don't see college as they see it as education. They go with like, oh, it's education like high school. No, it's not. When you're an athlete. When you're an athlete, it's a business. You're there for business. Yeah. Yes, you're a student athlete.
Yes.
But you got to understand, you better represent the student and you better represent the athlete because we're doing
at 100%.
Both. At 100%. Yes.
Both.
Yeah, a lot of these people don't understand that. Like, a lot of people that are like, well, they get scholarships. It's so easy for them. You out of your damn mind.
No.
You're getting up at 5, 6, 4 o'clock in the morning doing the practices and then going to classes and doing another practice, then watch a film, and then have to keep up with all these hoops and ladders of.
But you signed up for it, so don't give me no excuses.
Exactly. It's just like the Army, baby. You signed up for it, you better do it.
Yep. Your contract is your NLI, your National Letter of Intent. Mm-hmm. I own you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's true though, but people have a misconception of that. They don't hold up their end of the bargain sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's grace in that though. I mean, and like you talk about building young women in development. There's grace in that development too because there's that maturity level too. You get all walks of life coming in. from all different areas who have been parented, came from this environment, came from that environment, maybe came from a broken home, and you got 28 of them. Mm-hmm. Like that, it's a lot.
Well, yeah, there's 28 different personalities and people from that you're trying to mold to make this go this way.
And the one thing that connects you is your common goal.
Yep.
Hopefully, we're all working towards a conference championship.
Yeah.
Everyone takes a different path, but can we be unified in a one goal?
Yeah.
Predicament.
Well, I this is amazing because I forgot until you reminded me about it. Like sometimes I was a great leader as a football player. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I was a major distraction. I broke my quarterback's nose.
Good for you.
You know, yeah, but it's not that wasn't there was stupidity between players because there was that offense defense. There was this, you know, and I just remember the personality of Jeremy. I love Jeremy. He's my friend. You know, he's my boy. But you have these things, these conflicting personalities that you have to mold to make a championship, which we did. Yeah. But my God, I feel bad for my coaches. I got to call them right now.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm that person.
Because you're
it's a lot.
You as the coach are the person that brings these people in, and then have to monitor and go, oh well, this person, okay, here,
yeah.
You know.
I don't want to monitor. I want to give them essentially resources or instill wisdom for them to be able to navigate on their own without me babysitting.
Well, thank you for making me feel
You're
like a monkey.
So welcome.
My gosh, Jesus, the way you just explained that made me feel just completely stupid. But no, I mean clearly you know what you're doing. You're great at what you do.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah. You know, so explain what's happening with the girls right now.
So they're about to be completing finals. Some are still hanging around until Monday, but then they're home until July.
Okay. They don't do any strength conditioning.
They better be. Yeah, they've got a packet from our performance coach, and you know he's set it up to where like if you're able to work out 2 days a week, here's your workout. If you're doing body weight circuits, here's your workout. If you're at a gym and you've got bars and dumbbells and all that, here's your workout. So there's no excuses.
No excuses.
You can get it in, and soccer ball is, I'm sure, readily available. Mm-hmm. So no excuses. Yeah, they should be. We want them to take downtime, rejuvenate, be a couch potato for a little bit. But I mean, I'm saying like no longer.
Enjoy a break.
Yeah, no longer than 3 weeks because we got to start working towards the championship, baby, and that ain't gonna happen on a couch. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So like your major goal is the conference championship.
Heck yeah, I'm like I want it so bad. I wish I could just be like, move out the way.
I'm doing it.
Let me do it. Yeah. I'm not saying that I would achieve it, because it's different, but it's that's where the skill set comes from me, and I'm maturing as a coach is because I know I can do it, but I have to find a way for them to believe that
this video game.
They can do it.
Yeah, you're playing this video game going up, down, left, right, and trying to control them. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's got to come from in here for them. And I honestly, completely frank, I just don't think we're there yet. We need it, and it's just not there.
What is the it? That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
You don't think you're there because I've won championships, and I'm sure you've won championships. You felt that it just.
Yes, like on top of the world.
Yeah.
And I want them to feel that. I just think the program history has been so not there. Like we don't know how to be winners. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And so like when we taste success, because we did have it. I mean, we beat South Al. They've been conference championships like champions 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
We smacked that out the park. and I mean they tasted sour. I mean, so like our kids know how to win. We play SLU and we were up 1-0 and we ended up tying 1-1, still bitter, but that's okay. But we play top competition and our schedule is only gonna get harder.
Yeah.
And I know our kids can rise to the occasion, but to stay top dog, they don't know how to do it yet.
Because they don't know how to taste. They don't know how to taste success and not party off of it. Like, hey, we won. We're good. We've arrived.
Like
they don't know how to arrive.
Here, you still have to maintain that and elevate it. Like, what you did to get here got you here, but now you got to take all those 6 steps that got you here and level up.
Yeah. Yes, because most people don't understand that. Just because you showed up and you arrived and you did something doesn't mean you're there. Yeah, that doesn't mean you better. Everything that got you to this point is just now got you to the next level. There's always a new boss. There's always a new
ceiling.
Yeah, there's always a new ceiling. You've got to keep evolving. Yeah. Just because you won this game don't mean you won the conference championship. And when you win that conference championship, that ain't good enough. That just sets the bar.
Right.
You know, being successful for life every time. This is what we expect.
Yeah.
The college that I came from expects excellence. If I remember this. There's 2 kids that came in, and I was part of the team at that time. And my coach came in. These 2 guys are being kind of disrespectful, a little bit jackasses, being recruited. And my coach walked in and goes, "You boys don't understand. You're on an interview for me. Mm-hmm. You guys can go back home."
Yeah.
He goes, your trip's done today.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I never realized when I was being recruited, I think I was just so beautiful and so good that I didn't have to worry about that. But I didn't realize that. I really didn't. You're representing us and what we are about.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get those kids, like right now you're recruiting the kids that you have right now, you're trying to develop them. Like, hey, winning every now and then isn't the goal.
Yeah.
We want to be in and out every year. Yeah. People fear us.
Yeah.
People fear what we're doing.
You got to bring your best game to beat us.
Yes.
And we're not there yet.
I always like this analogy when I was like, I always like being second place. I always like being second string. I always like being the guy behind everybody. I'm chasing. Mm-hmm. Because you know what?
Predator.
I'm waiting for you to stumble. I'm waiting for you. Oh, you've got better talent. You got better footwork. You're a better athlete than I am. That's great. Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to follow you.
Yep.
And every time I'm going to go work faster. Because most people, and just a simple thing, most people go through the speed limit. They do that drill. Well, if you practice that same speed, that's the only speed you're going to be. If you don't put a little effort to practice faster and faster and faster, you're never going to get there because you're never going to put yourself in that position where you didn't walk. Just like people that walk around the block. They're like, I exercise, I walk around the block. You're supposed to walk. You're supposed to walk.
I see your steps.
I see. It's like, but I'm going to walk faster.
Yeah.
And so like, it's one of those things where people don't, I guess, and that's got to be hard to instill in those kids.
Because I feel like a lot of times I want it more than they do.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's really hard. But that's where it's like I have to learn the maturity as a coach. Okay, now how do I transfer that? How does my juice get into their juice? Because ultimately they're the ones performing.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going to win the conference championship, not me. Mm-hmm. I have very little to do with it at the end of the day. That's how I feel.
No.
But I do. I praise them more than I praise what I've done.
Well, of course, because it's almost like you are self-satisfied by making things successful. Yeah. That's where that comes about. But you're playing. You're the ultimate chess master. Mm-hmm. You're the ultimate game piece player, where you're putting people in positions to make them the leaders, make them successful, so that when it does become successful. I'm
gonna join in some champagne toast. Yeah.
There you go.
But until then, like, we got work to do, ladies. You know, and you guys got to show up. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like, when does season start?
So they're gonna check in July 1st, but we can't be around.
The hands off to you, strength and conditioning.
Hands off. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be with Jake Miller, which is our strength and conditioning performance coach for Arkansas State, and he's the head of the program. So that's awesome that he loves soccer and he wants to work with us because our girls feel privileged. And so they'll work with him all of July. Then they'll get like 4 or 5 days off, and then we kickstart off in August.
Okay, first game is who?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. Does it matter?
No, it's too far. I understand, but I was just wondering. I didn't know if the first game was a rival at the back.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's a tough schedule, though. I know that.
You just like, hey, we better get our asses in gear.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody that any like camps or anything that like are you doing anything where the girls are involved with anybody in the community or how's that all work?
I'll be out. Like I think I'm gonna head out and I'm gonna work camp at SMU.
Okay.
Just to kind of get in that Dallas mix, that Texas bred kid. Because you can pick up, even though it's a SMU camp, I can pull kids from there that I like. Or you're just working to kind of get your face out there, hang out for the summer, and still be involved. Our Arkansas State camp will be, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I want to say like the 28th or the 27th of May through May 31st. And it's just kind of like a day camp. Mm-hmm. I think all ages, and we just kind of have fun. I mean, a couple of the girls will work camp, but for the most part, they're home. Yeah. Yeah. We got a couple that hang around, but for the most part, it's
Do you have a little bit more time? It's almost 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
no,
Okay.
I'm good.
It's 5:10.
No, we're vibing.
Okay,
I'm
so
cool.
that I knew we were talking about times and everything. Okay.
You took the afternoon off, so did I.
Okay.
So I got all my stuff done early.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna transition from the Arkansas State stuff to.
Yeah.
So what do you do for you? Because I watch you on Instagram. What's your Instagram? If you don't want to say, that's fine.
No, it's fine. You posted it.
Okay.
Shay Wash. I don't even know what it is.
Shay Dash Wash or something.
Yeah, something. I don't know. We'll post it later.
It's on my Instagram at Mike Wessel Box.
See, you don't even know yours.
I'm not. Man, I'm an old man. This is all new to me. That's
too.
why Brandon's here falling asleep in the corner listening to, but...
Jokers.
So, like, I've watched you on Instagram, and you're a freak. You're an athlete. And that's in the most complimentary way I can give. Yeah. What are you doing? What is your daily routine evolve? What's your thing?
Yeah. So obviously coach. So I'll wake up in the morning, and it looks different. So in fall we're obviously traveling. We're in season. So I'm either clocking in at 5 a.m. before my day starts, because when my day starts, who knows what happens. Mm-hmm. I mean, we could pick up a meeting. Some kid needs extra training. I mean, it doesn't belong to me anymore. Yeah. My day does not belong to me anymore. So, I'm always going to prioritize my fitness and my health. So, it's in there somewhere.
What are your focus or your goals for yourself? What are you trying to, mentally trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
What do you...
I don't know. I really, I probably just the best version of me, honestly. As cliche as that sounds. I mean, I know people have come up and they're like, what are you training for? What's going on? And I'm like, nothing.
Well,
just working out. Like, do you do shows? Are you CrossFit? Like, those are the two that I get all the time. Or, what position do you play? What sport do you play? I'm like, I'm an old lady. I'm permanently benched. Yeah.
Well, the people that they can only see your face. Clearly you're very beautiful, but
thank you.
Like when you see your Instagram and everything else, you see what your back looks like. Well, you see what your legs work up, what your abs, what your body. Yeah. And I know a lot of women, even in my gym, and the people that I train, would love to be what you look like. But a lot of people don't understand. They can't just show up 1 hour a week to do those things.
No.
So what is your daily regimen routine? Yeah. What do you go through?
Okay, so I'll wake up, I'll eat breakfast. I don't weigh my food. I don't count calories. It's more of just like a fist size and everything. If I'm gonna do more than a fist size, it's more of I love a salad. I'll kill a salad. Cheesecake Factory, Santa Fe chicken salad all day, baby.
Is there one around here?
It's in Memphis.
Okay.
But yeah, love a salad. And I was brought up on organic food. Like, my mom cooked every meal. So that's been I was never we didn't eat out. Yeah. We didn't eat fast food. That wasn't a thing. And so it's always kind of just been in my DNA and my genetics that way. But I'll wake up between 7, 8. I'll eat breakfast within an hour of getting up. I usually drink hot water, lemon, honey, apple cider vinegar kind of concoction. And then probably 12 ounces, like a coffee mug. And then I'll eat oat bran. So if you I do measure. I half a cup of oat bran uncooked, and I'll throw in some chia seeds or flax seeds. I'll warm it up, sprinkle some honey over it, probably like fresh fruit. 6 egg whites, 3 slices of turkey bacon. If I can get avocados cheap, I'll throw those on there. And then I'll go work out around between 10 and 1 every day. You'll probably find me in the weight room. Mm-hmm. And I don't own a gym membership, thank God. I don't have to pay for that.
It's a good age.
Yeah. But I would come and do kickboxing classes. That was fun. But yeah, I'm a coach, so I have access to the weight room, and I have a key, so I can go.
So when you don't have something going on, you just hit the weight room in the middle of the day.
Yeah. So that's kind of my extended lunch break, and if I clock in a couple hours in the office, I'm good to go. As long as I'm taking care of my job responsibilities, I'm open to do as I please personally, for fitness anyway. So I'll go work out for probably an hour and a half. If I'm vibing, the music's blaring, everybody's in there kind of having a good time. I'll probably end up being in there for I could be in there for 2-3 hours just kicking it, finding auxiliary stuff to work on or just chatting it up. And then I'll come back, I'll eat within the hour, 2 hours. I know they're always 30 minutes, protein shake, whatever. I'm just okay, just eat, because I'm hungry.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Let me stop you, because don't you find it, because I know who you are, and I've watched who you are as far as what your fitness levels are there. Titus is going nuts, so I hate the table. But, these people want these gimmicks. People want these things, this process.
Microwave.
It's there. It's here. It's got to be on the schedule. Yeah. I'm not like that.
No.
I'm I don't follow I follow what I feel like.
Yeah.
When I don't want to eat, I don't eat. When I want to eat, I eat.
I'll eat when I don't want to eat, though, because I know I need to.
Yeah.
Because I'm keeping my body fueled, and the metabolism is continuing, and I'm
But you're consistent. Right?
Yeah,
you're consistent.
Yeah, it's about every 3 to 4. My body's programmed to be feed me.
Yes, because you're in such a consistent. You're
conditioned.
Yes, conditioned. Thank you.
Yeah.
And people want these gimmicks, these as far as this easy way. There is no. Okay.
It's a simple formula, but it's not easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn it, she's doing it again. I can't keep up with this. You're better at this than I am, but no, you're absolutely right, because people want to know. Well, what do you do? What do you do? No, I stay consistent. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy every now and then my breaks, but I know when my breaks are coming. I know when I'm allowed to eat ice cream. I know when I'm allowed to have a couple beers.
It's usually when I'm going to smash out the next workout the next day.
Yeah.
I feel guilty. I feel guilty. I ate Chick-fil-A and pizza, and I'm oh, man. And I haven't had a chance to work out today because we had meetings.
But you hold yourself to the standard of that's what oh man is. It's oh man, I gotta go work harder. Now I've got
Oreos. I gotta do 100 burpees.
God, double stuff.
What? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But I'm a fatty. I'm a huge fatty.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I would eat everything inside. I don't care.
I work out so I can eat.
There you go. There you go. But most people find this well, what do I do? What do I eat? Well, stop eating probably what you're eating.
Yeah. And I think for general population or people trying to make a change, I wouldn't say go cold turkey and just because then it feels like a hostage in a prison.
Yeah, it's just like a smoker. They're you're gonna quit smoking. Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm replace ranch with balsamic. Don't drench your salad. Have it on the side.
Yeah, dip.
Small
dip.
Yeah, small little things. Don't look at me as a finished package and think that you're gonna achieve that
by changes.
And that's the other thing, because I got asked, and I want to say this, I don't post my weight that I do on exercises, or I don't post certain things because social media is such a comparison continuum, and I don't want females to either feel bad or compare themselves to me when you're not me, I'm not you. Do what you can do for you.
That's a great point. That's the thing, because there's too many people. Like, I don't hardly lift heavy weight at all. Like, I'm not going to be the strongest I am, but I'm going to do what I can do. Right. I'm going to do what makes me feel good. And that's kind of one of those things where, and going back to what you were saying, not making these big changes, these big leaps and bounds. If you're drinking 4 Cokes a day, cut it back to 3 for a week. Cut it back to 4. You know, if you're drinking, cut it back. Be conscious, like, okay, this is my 3rd one. I can't have another one for 2 weeks. And then go to 2.
Right.
It takes you, and I'm going to say this very dramatically or however but it didn't take your fat ass to get fat over a day or a week.
No.
So however long it took,
double that.
It's for you to get back to what it looks like in a magazine, for what it looks like. You're going to have to restart this clock. Yeah. Your body's been going like this for so long, you're going to have to go back a little bit. It's going to take some time.
And it starts inside.
Expectations of people, that, like a woman like you, you probably are intimidating to people. You probably
I'm laughing because yes.
Because it's not like you're doing anything on purpose. You're doing it for you.
Yeah.
You're doing it because this is what you love and this is who you've been your whole life. Absolutely. And what people don't understand is get through that first month. Get through that first month of staying consistent and see if you don't pick it up.
Yeah.
See, because you'll start feeling good. You start being, man, like I said, they're coming.
Yeah.
You know, these are going down. Mm-hmm. I tell people
my clothes fit different.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. People, I think, a lot of times focus like on this number, like, I want to weigh this like I did in high school. Well, you know, I'm not a number believer.
I'm not, but I'll admit
you're a female. That's why. You're a female. That's why.
Males do it too.
Well,
I want to be big.
The more it's okay. Me, I'm beautiful and I'm amazing myself. So I just don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
I don't care as long as I'm around 255. Mm-hmm. Now my 255 3 years ago to my 255 now is completely different.
Yeah, your 250 to my 250 is.
Well, we're different. But then again, you're taller, you're different bodies.
But that's the comparison,
yeah,
right?
That's exactly right. You're 250 and my
You can't match weight with how you look because 250 muscle is different than 250 fat.
But then again, 250 of who I've been. Mm-hmm. Since I was in high school, college, I've been doing this for 25, 30 years of my existence, of my 41 years of planet. People forget that. They want to dismiss it. Oh, he's been doing it. It's easier for him. No, I've been doing this for so damn long to where you've not done it for so long.
It's autopilot for us.
Yeah. Yeah. If I don't work out now at this point, and I don't know if you're like this, but if I don't work out, at least like when I take my breaks, I'm like, I'm done. I'm finished. I had surgeries and all that stuff. I ain't going to do nothing. You know, I feel worse. Like, my body, I get really old.
Low energy.
Yeah, I'm just like, then I become those people that want to golf. Yeah. You know, those people that are just like, well, you know, and you have those habits, and my body breaks down a lot faster. Yeah. I have to, at this point, for myself, continually stay at this level. Yeah. Else, it's gone, man. Right. My body falls apart a lot quicker.
Right.
You know, do you feel that way with you? Like, do you take breaks like that? I mean,
I don't know. I think intrinsically, like, if I go a week.
I hate the word they use just right there, intrinsically. Son of a, these educated people.
Thank you, Tulsa. Thank you, MSU. If I go a week, I usually feel pretty guilty or like lethargic and just kind of like, not myself.
Yeah. Not as energetic, not as like this.
Yeah. Because it's part of my, and it's part of my routine. So like when I get off routine or get off schedule, get off structure, that kind of throws me off a little bit. Yeah. So for me, but I need to do a better job for me. I can't go hard. I think I can. I can't go hard for 7 days. I can't.
Why
Your
would
body.
You? Yeah.
I know. You're crazy. I am crazy. I would want to.
I'm there.
You're right. But I've implemented now I'm taking 2 days off. Like, your body's going to do better and respond better with rest and fuel and the proper way of training.
Yes, and monitor those days. You know when it's the best day to take the day off. Yeah. You know, like, hey man, Saturday we've got this, and this. Right. I ain't gonna do nothing. Right. Because like usually, I love that you said that because I'm that way. However, like with me being a strength conditioning coach, my job was to keep you healthy and safe and recovered and on the field. Yes. So I take that approach with my own body. I know, but I do feel like these past 2 days. Yeah. I've really felt lazy, but I've been really tired, and I've wanted to sleep more than I ever have in this past 8 weeks.
Oh, I sleep a lot.
Yeah, I nap.
The girls sometimes I can nap, sometimes I can't, but the girls will make fun of me. If we have a team meeting at 8 o'clock, they're like, nope, can't do it. Coach's bedtime. Like, it's funny to them, but I'm like, call me an old lady, but like, your body's rejuvenating. Mm-hmm. Your muscles are replenishing. You're like building your body as you sleep. That's the least amount of sweat equity you ever have to do, and you're gonna gain. Yes. So, I love sleep.
Well, I like my naps. Yeah. I'm not. My sleep is different. I think I'm old. I think I'm in this position of I like to get up.
I get up.
Oh well, I like that's the thing. I wake up at like 3:30. I'm not comparing. Yeah. I love it because I'm like, let's go. But right now, this week has been different for me. Yeah. Because I'm just like I'm tired. I'm going to go home and go take a nap for 2 hours. I'm going to go home and allow my body, because my body's been saying, you've been killing it for so long, break down. Yeah. And I think that's important. Like you were saying, listen to your body. Listen to it. When you need a break, don't feel so guilty. Yeah. Take a day break. Take a 2-day break. But on that third day, maybe it's time to go back. Maybe not kill it. Right. But go back to something. Yeah. And you know that's awesome that you feel that you're in that same position, that you're almost like that's a great thing to say, a spokesman for the sleep and spokesman for the break off. Because a lot of times I want to kill myself for 7 days because I got this goal
every day.
I want to be better than everybody. I want to be that's my ego. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My ego talking. Mm-hmm. And
I can't take days off.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Because I'm gonna look bloated this way.
Yeah. You look better after a cheat meal and some good rest.
You do.
Yeah.
People don't understand that, and that's like I always tell people: stop rewarding yourself with food. Mm-hmm. Reward yourself with the way you look. Yeah. Reward yourself with the way you feel.
Buy some new leggings.
Yeah, like man, who doesn't like a nice crop top and halter top and like nice little spandex on this and that?
You wear that too?
Oh my gosh, you should see me. Did you not see the mirrors in my house? I'm constantly. It's like I play It's Raining Men and I go nuts. I got tassels and everything.
Jesus.
No, but it's one of those things where that's what people don't understand is that becomes part of your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And once you can change that cycle of doing a certain way, you can go, okay. You'll start changing your lifestyle, but you have to stay on consistent. Yeah. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to and don't beat yourself up about it.
Right. Yeah.
But allow yourself to change yourself. Yeah. I guess is the way I feel. I mean, what do you do to take those 2 days off? What do you, is there a certain, I'm taking these days off and that's it? Or is it just random? Because me, it's random.
Yeah, well, today it was random. Like the whole time, not the whole time, because I don't want to sell myself out, but we're having our end of the year meetings where we check in with the kids and do all that kind of stuff, and I'm sitting there going, my window to work out is slowly diminishing because I have an interview at 3:30 and I gotta show, so I'm playing things back, and me, I'm like, I gotta get it in today. I ate pizza or whatever I was doing, I gotta get in a workout. And then I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, you've worked out 3 days. You've squatted. You've deadlifted. You've done back and buys. Like, you're good. You can afford to rest, But that's the hardest part for me is, resting. I know the benefit and I see the results, but I'm just so geared to just go energize your money.
Well, most people don't like that. That's the thing, though. You have this conscience about yourself. Yeah. Because you have this an image of yourself that has nothing to do with anybody. And that's what it's nothing to do with it. Like I always tell people, my ego is not for you all. Yeah. My ego is about me, how I view myself. what I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I beat myself up worse than anybody can hate on me. Mm-hmm. I promise you, I've been like, just like you're saying, I like today.
Very self-critical.
Yeah, today was awful. I was like, I'm gonna work out. I'm tired, man. So I went home and took a nap. I was like, I'm gonna work out then. No, I got this person. And then I was like, okay, there's gonna be somebody at my house, and I would like to have my house clean anyway, but I gotta do this, and this, and this. Right. And I just didn't have time today.
Yeah.
But you know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to find a time to make up for the past days and that's okay, but it's like, my ego about it is about me.
Yeah.
And when people, like you were talking about social media, when people are comparing, what are you doing? You can't compare. Just go on Instagram, to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you do. Mm-hmm. I love Instagram. Before 3 months ago, before your mom showed me, his mom's co-owner of my gym.
Okay.
And Jessica, she's an awesome trainer. She's an awesome woman. She's very sweet.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about Instagram.
Okay.
And you go to Instagram and there's all these people doing these workouts and things. I'm not looking at what they're doing physically, like weight or anything else, or their bodies. I'm looking at what they're doing and why they look at themselves, why they look like that. What I forget, I ain't been doing this to make myself better like this.
Right.
You know, and that's such a good resource where people, I think, like you said, use that as a negative.
Yeah. It's it's all about your perspective. So if you use that platform for positivity, then that's what's going to be the outcome, and that's how you view it. And when you scroll and like and all that, it's adding versus diminishing, or however you want to put it. And I mean, it can definitely be used as a platform where it's negativity and bullying and hate and bitterness and depression and all that. Like, we spend so much time on our phones and like all that kind of stuff. And I follow accounts too, and I'm just like, God, she's gorgeous. Like, oh my goodness. But like, to me, it's just like, I applaud that and then I chase me. So like, it's not, I need to do it better than her. It's just like, okay, somebody's getting it. I'm going to get it better.
Yeah, I've got it. Well, I want that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I've been, I guess, fortunate, and it's probably because I'm low key on it. I'm not some like big superstar or anything like that. Just like you said, I mean, I do it for me, and I do it like as maybe a motivation for somebody else, or a way of like, you know, this is what you see when you meet me, but like, you can check this, and this is what's been put in. Like, I think I posted a while ago, like, everyone's gonna see the results, but you don't know the hustle and grind that got you there.
Yeah.
So for me, I've been blessed enough to know that like, the stuff that hits me is positive. A lot of people are like applauding or saying, girl, like, every time I see it, like, congrats, or like, you know, stuff like that. So I haven't come across any of the negativity on social media, and I hope it stays like that, because otherwise I'm going to shut it down. I'm going ghost.
Well,
yeah. Because I take breaks off of it sometimes, too, because sometimes I'm just like, I can't. Like, ugh.
Because there's so much, there is, if you can involve yourself in a drama type of, in this drama of life, and that's self-created drama.
Yeah.
You know, and I like what you just said. I'm doing, you're kind of like, these results are for me, and I want to inspire people and everything else. I'm not, like, when I when I get up in the morning, I'm showing you what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm not bragging about it.
Right. But it's bragging to people that don't get it.
Yeah, that's bragging to people that are the ones that that want to better themselves, that want to have a better body, but they want to go, he thinks he's cool because he gets up at 3:30. Right. Well, here's a $7,500 calorie day today. I'm not bragging about that.
Yeah.
Me doing the videos that I do when I ran the hills, I'm proud of my damn self.
Yeah, I did.
And I want people to get that and go like, look, it's not going to be every day.
Yeah.
But today I'm going to do this. Today I found more passion. Yeah. Today I heard a song.
Yeah.
You know, today I was like, man, I found that, like, yes, let's go, you know.
Yeah.
And tomorrow might be as good as a day, but I want people to see, like, look, this is the grind. Mm-hmm. This is where you got to put in and what you got to do. And it's not trying to knock you for not doing it.
No.
It's like, I think that's a lot of misconception of people that there are people in the past that I'm sure there are those people that make you feel bad about it, make you feel because of their success,
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Your success depends on you.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like to me.
Right.
I don't care what you look. That's on you.
Right.
I mean, I ain't worried about you when you go to bed.
Right.
You don't pay my bills.
Right.
You know, and you don't make me look good. You don't make... I'm sorry, I like to stand naked in front of my mirror and well, don't cover your eyes. It's not that damn bad. But it's... but it's your imagination. You cover your imagination.
No, it's like, whoa,
that's even worse. But no, but that's... Because I want to know what I look like and what I might be better at.
Yeah.
You know, and that's... So me putting at 3:30 or what I do with my watch, and that's the biggest motivator. I thought those watches were stupid. Do you have a watch like that?
I want an Apple Watch, but I don't have one.
Oh my God, you would probably kill yourself.
I know.
You're already fantastic the way it is. But like, when I got one, that thing made me so damn motivated. No, I can do more. I can do more. Yeah. I will find things. I'll be like, nope, I'm not done enough today. I'm not, because usually that's the mental breakdown between people with working out, I think. It's like, I've done enough today. You give yourself, I gotta go home.
Right.
When you really don't.
Yeah.
When you really can push yourself a little bit more and be a little bit better today. Yeah. And that watch holds me accountable. I suggest one. I suggest one for everybody.
I mean, I want one, but I don't know. I with Apple not knocking Apple, but it's just like they always come out with a new version, and then it's like you're chasing or keeping up with the Joneses, and I'm just like, you know what? I can do it.
I can see that. And you gotta understand, I'm
so
old school.
Simple. Yeah. I'm so simple, and I'm so self-motivated that I really just like, I need music, but that's about it. So.
Well, I'm just saying, I bet you any money if you got one of these.
You need to be a spokesperson.
No, but it's because I'm in love with it. Yeah. I'm in love with it. Well, I get so pissy when I drive. I'll get up in the morning. Here's my routine. I put my sunglasses, my keys, my wallet by my watch, so I do not forget my watch, because I'll get up in the morning and be 3:30 in the morning. I'll be driving down the road, and I'll be 2 minutes from the gym. It takes me 10 minutes. Yeah. 2 minutes from the gym, like, I got my watch, and I will be late to teach class.
To go back and get it.
Gotta go get it. Can't have it. I gotta have it, because I want to know. Yeah. I want to know how much I did better or how much I did. So it holds me accountable for me being... Yeah. I know I can work out. I've done it my whole life. Yeah. But it really does give me a visual, and I think to people... Yeah. Maybe they're not that visual. Maybe they don't see they get a C and they get a monitor. Yeah. To where, like, you're different, you're self-motivated. But I'm not into the... Yeah.
Yeah, I think like, your watch check-in for me is probably more of, like, a PR for me. Or, like, if I run 6 stadiums this fast, can I do it this fast next time? Yeah. Like, just kind of, like, mentally taking notes. So, like, if I PR and bench or I PR and squat, I know those numbers. So next time when I've gone through my periodization, like, and I get there... and I'm about to test, like, that's my check-in. Okay. Like, everything leading up to this, I got my steps in, kind of thing. Like, I've reached my goal. So that's kind of,
Well, that's the thing. Like, Monday, I went and ran this horrible hill, and it's just awful. But I didn't pay attention to time. Mm-hmm. But because I had that watch, I was like, how many calories can I burn this time? Mm-hmm. But I did 2 more. Yeah. And when I look back at last Monday compared to this Monday, I knew I ran 2 more with 10 minutes less rest. Because I was taking more rest before, like the first time I did 10, and then I did 12 this time. But I did 12 in less than 10 minutes than I did before. But it also burnt 300 more calories. Yeah. So it monitors. And I can't keep those numbers. I'm a monkey. I don't remember anything. Right. Like, I barely remember people's names. I really have problems. I get hit in the head for that. I'm not going to be much when I'm 50, but... it's not a feel sorry. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about that, because people don't expect nothing from me, so it's great. But no, it's one of those things where that's where my drive is. But this helps me monitor that drive, and it helps me remember, and it helps me go, okay, you can do better. Let's see what we can do today. Yeah, how much break or what am I giving myself? So I'm a very big advocate for any type of watch or monitoring yourself, but. For anybody that, like with you, I was one time self-motivated. Now that I have this, that's my motivation, and I want to beat myself. It's like a video game to myself. Yeah. It really is, Yeah. And if some of that helps people, maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't, Right. The people that ain't motivated on the normal circumstances.
That's going to be annoying. Man, I didn't hit it again today.
And
it's an accessory. It looks good.
No, that's the thing. It's like, to me, it's my life now. I guess. And so it really is the way I don't look as accessories. I have to have it, But I guess I do look like a dumb shit, wearing that thing. But thank you for making me feel awful about myself. But,
no, I didn't mean it like that. No.
Well, is there anything coming up for you personally that you want to What is up for you? What is Shannon focusing on personally that
I don't know. I'd like some good PRs next time I test. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of like a personal journey and just kind of, I don't know, best version of me. And just along the way, if it's anything, and, you said I'm intimidating, and I know I get that kind of in my working realm. But, I mean, I've made friends, and, they come and they're like, you're the sweetest thing ever. And, I think there's a perception of the way that I look equates to the way I act, and it's not.
See, I didn't mean it
not the same.
I meant as I could see people as seeing as intimidating, because I like the way you said, because the way I look is not necessarily, yes, I'm tattooed and I have this voice and whatever things, but it's not, it's not who we are, and I don't mean it. I didn't mean to say that you were intimidating or anything like that.
Not
at all.
No, I get that because of, I guess, the presence or how I carry myself is no nonsense. You better shoot me straight.
You're a coach.
I'm gonna shoot you straight, and all that kind of stuff.
But do you realize you're one of the 1%?
Yeah.
Do you realize that?
I mean, I've been told that, but
you're one of the 1%. There's no denying.
Yeah.
You go to Sam's Club on Saturday and see if you don't feel like somebody that's famous. I feel like Brad Pitt every time I walk.
That's why
I'm
you go.
Damn, I'm going to Sam's Club on Saturday.
I don't have a Sam's Club card, so I'll be at Kroger.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. You have set your level so far above for yourself.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with anybody else that you stand out as that person to other people, and it's good to hear the adversity, and that's what this show is about. The things that you went through as far as your cancer and the adversity, and you still stayed positive.
Yeah.
You weren't going to be this victim. That's awesome. That's and not just allow it to beat you. It's just no, I'm going to still stay that same damn person. That's what I've taken from it.
Okay.
Okay. When you're well, that's not what I meant to say.
No, that's good. Yeah. I mean, I think, you can't control, and I'm a control freak, so this is coming from the heart. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control the way that you respond. And so for me, I'm living proof of that, and I'll continue to walk out the same way that I've always kind of been brought up to do. I mean, I didn't always look like this. I didn't always, have certain things in my life. I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be poor, I'm gonna be big, I'm gonna be small, I'm gonna have no hair, I'm gonna have hair, life changes around you, but if you stay consistent and you have values and you have goals and those things matter to you, then you're unstoppable in any environment you put yourself in. So
no, that's awesome. No, I mean that's a great way to end this.
Yeah.
It really is, because God, it's such a joy to have you here, and it's such a joy. I know Arkansas State is grateful to have you.
Thank
and
you.
I know the people that have listened to this show have taken some things. I know there's a couple girls, the Piper girls in Ohio. They're excited. The people, their moms, their parents are because their kids love soccer, and they're and I'm having the female coach here, and that's a big thing. And I think you, gosh, what's your Instagram? Please tell people.
I know.
They're watching right there?
Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie. That's their mom, Carrie Piper.
Oh, hi.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm looking it up. Sorry.
Okay, Shay.
Oh, you got it. You're faster than me.
Yes, yeah. Shay, SHAY. Is that underscore?
Yes.
Underscore Wash, WASH, 88.
Year I was born.
And on Instagram. At Shay _Wash 88.
Yeah.
On Instagram. It was a great Coach Washington. You're a blessing to have here, and you're a blessing to have on ASU's campus. Thank you for coming to Jonesboro. You're an inspiration for what you've done. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Great job. Thank you. Ants marching. Shay Washington, Shannon Washington, Coach Washington, Arkansas State women's soccer coach. Come out, support them this year. I know my little boy will be out there this year. So.
Oh, we're glad to have you.
Yeah. Is that it? Awesome.
Yay!
That was good. Jeez. I didn't mean to keep you that for long.
No, you're fine.
Great. Did we cover everything that you wanted to cover?
Yeah. Good.
That was awesome, yes? We're going to upload on. That was damn good. We're getting better and better at this. That was almost 2 hours, 44 minutes, right? Or 2.5, 2 hours.
It was like 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Yes, that's awesome.
Oh my God. Are you sure?